I look back at the good things in my life prior to getting, strung out on drugs, becoming a junkie, to going, I was the best in the world, man. Maybe I should just quit this and go back and just tell them I'm back, and everybody be like, sick. I'm sober and I'm clean and I'm making a big comeback. And we always say tomorrow, 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 and it never came until finally I got arrested at the Honolulu airport in Hawaii. And that was when my life, took a radical turn. Something happened that turned my life around forever. How you doing? Name's Christian Hosoi, pro skateboarder. This is my story. I'm here filming with these guys, and it's kind of cold out. I was going to ask if I could get a sweater to wear. Fresh it. Absolutely. I like the one that goes all the way across the chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the scripts.
Yeah,
this is all body shit.
The man will be stoked right here, right? And who's this to? I appreciate that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll sign it where it won't get rubbed off. How's that?
Yeah, thank you. God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
Prayer, brother. Stay in the word always.
Yeah, man.
Man, attacks coming mentally, spiritually. Big time.
Hey! What's going on?
On my way to school.
Good to see you. Doing great. God bless you. What's going on?
People recognize you right here?
Yeah, it's been pretty good, right, so far. There's just so many homeless, so much drugs, so many gangs, so many tourists that would come here. It was just like, who would want to live here? But now it's upscale and everything's man, my belt. It's not small enough. So my pants just fall down. Well, right here, this is where we would hang out. We'd probably hang out right in this place. This place right here was called the Greek Out back in the day. The street would continue and would go all the way down to the boardwalk. And really all this wasn't here yet. This was just curb. And we would skate these curbs. We would bring out a jump ramp. We'd just roll our jump ramp on the back of my car, roll it out here, put it right there, and then start jump ramping, and then we'd get a crowd of 2,000 people would just come out and start watching. And we did it every day. And then we'd go around the other side and just basically smoke weed, go out there on the beach, do whatever we do. And so this was our local paradise back in the early 80s.
I believe you didn't surf any.
I know, right? You would think. Just never liked cold water. Couldn't stand getting up early. Paddling out is just
Work?
yeah, that's too much work to catch a wave all the way in and then gotta paddle all the way back out for one ride. I mean, I don't know. I might get the surf bug later on. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, homie?
Good.
All right, good.
I love this guy ever since we're little kids.
It's awesome what you do.
How you
man.
doing? My name is Peck. I'm from Venice. Been here since 1969. I just represent Venice, the Breakwater, Dogtown, Venice Originals, especially this guy. He is part of Venice. He is Venice. Hey, you know who you interviewing already?
Did you interviewing? I love you.
I love you, bro. I love you. Bless you. If there's anyone I were to think about, it'd probably be just accomplishing being the best skateboarder in the world at one point. And just when I finally realized that I've, set that goal at such a young age, and I was like, I just want to be the best in the world. Bruce Lee was my idol, and all I wanted to do was be like Bruce Lee. He was the best, and he had the charisma, he had the style, and I wanted to have all that. And, when I finally got there, I felt like I really, did it. Traveled the world, was already this, world champion, did everything you could possibly do, had everything that the world can offer you, whether it's money, sex, power, and pretty much that is the bottom line for a man, And so for me, it was like, okay, well, what's next? And so I ventured off and I tried things that was, pushing my life to the limit again, which was, risking ODing on drugs, and I thought that was the thrill. I thought that was what you do in life. It's like taking a chance on skateboarding, going for the most radical trick and pulling it off and not dying. Same thing with doing drugs, trying to do as much as you can without ODing. I mean, that's the goal, is to get as high as you can. I mean, I did it on a skateboard. The goal was to get as high as I could. And so here I am doing drugs, doing the same thing. It just kept getting like, okay, what next? What next? What next? I always tell people I was like a bucket full of holes, and I just kept putting in everything the world had to offer, and it just never gave me that ultimate joy. I was happy for a moment, but then once the next day the sun came up, I had to either do it again or I had to do it better for me to feel like I was somebody, See, I'm searching for identity. And so for me, I was searching and searching and searching. Finally, I'm sitting here high on drugs for almost 10 years. Crystal meth became my drug of choice. I ended up doing it every single day from about 94 all the way to January of 2000. I thought I was having a great time. I thought that, this is all life has to offer anyway. So I'm just gonna pretend like I'm the king of it. Burns all through the night of this flammable heart of mine. My first phone call, she's sitting there going, you know what, I love you, Christian, but we just got to trust in God. And I was like, God? I was like, babe, I need an attorney. I need a lawyer. I need bail. And she's like, no, God's going to help us, and I'm going to work on that, but God's going to help us. She said, go get a Bible. And I was like, go get a Bible? I never read a Bible in my whole entire life. And all of a sudden, all those spiritual markers, all those things just start hitting you all at once. And I was like, Christian, Christ air. I was like, I went and got a Bible, go to my cell. A guy happens to see me looking on the book rack, OG looking guy, He's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I'm looking for a Bible. He's like, you could use mine. And I'm like, all right. I go into the room and I open it up and I look at it and I'm like, Genesis, Revelation, what's Revelation? I'm like, John, boring. Got to Psalms. I'm like, Psalms? What's Psalms? Sitting here going, this is like the weirdest book. So I just flipped through it and I got to Kings and I'm like, Kings, okay, Kings. Now that's something I can identify with. And I open it up and King David charges his son. He says, hey, son, if you'll follow the Lord all the days of your life, keep his commandments, his statutes, it'll be well with you and you'll prosper in all you'll do. And it immediately the scales fell off my eyes My ears were unstopped, and I understood God's nature in just that little scripture. And I said, God, if you're real, please help me. Help me, please. I'm in this situation. I don't even know if I'll make it. And I read through that. I ended up going to, I said, get me bail. I got no bail. But I just knew God was real. And I spent 5 years in prison. Everyone said it's such a shame he was free to being in prison. And I say it was me being in prison my whole life, living in sin and death, on the edge of spending eternity without God. And by his grace, I was still alive to accept him in my heart that day that I did. And then I spent 5 years in prison, a free man. I'm not ready for anybody to come and take me away from what makes me comfortable. From being a little kid and seeing guys like Bruce Lee do things that were incredible, I wanted to do that in skateboarding. And that was where I was just wanting to go further. I wanted to go higher. I wanted to go faster, and those are the things that were just in my blood. And so for me, that's the driving force, I think, that's behind my faith, is just, I'm passionate about it. I love it. And I tell people that, when I talk about, my faith and how I want to live my life as a Christian, I want to be the best. Matter of fact, I want to be the best in the world. I want to be a world champion.